people have said that I was too harsh and unfair to be, and I didn't give her the benefit of the doubt. So I figured, why don't we just get a little bit more into Queen Bee and see if I was interpreting her behavior too harshly or not. I can't help but shine brighter than the starlight in the sky. I think that the song really does say something about Bee and how she sees herself. She does call herself Queen Bee, and she's the queen of gluttony. So that thought of excess and splendor is a lot of what makes up her psychology and how not only other people see her, but also how she sees herself and how she promotes herself. And I think that definitely deals with a lot of kind of excess. And that is probably exactly how the queen of gluttony should be. It is things to excess, hedonism, enjoying everything, and being over the top in every single aspect.
Your Queen Bee brings the sweet stuff, so keep making me that mother. And yeah, keep it coming.
And there are definitely people that just have so much charisma that everyone is kind of buzzing around them, and they exude so much positivity that people enjoy to be in their presence, and they can enjoy being bathed in that. And when we talk about the psychology of queen bees, or people that are looked up to, and there's a lot of people that feed their ego or at the top of their game, they often have this overinflated ego because everyone that's around them is feeding that and they're enjoying that as well. So often you end up getting a lot of this affirmation of who you are from being fed by others, and you can enjoy that power dynamic of being on the top and being able to kind of socially engineer everyone that's underneath you to be able to do the things that you like. There's a certain hierarchy that is often at play, which can make for things that sometimes look as sweet as they can be, that sometimes end up being also a little bit sour. And there's nothing wrong with being someone that is at the top of their game, or everyone looks up to, or everyone enjoys being with. That can be something that's really nice and something that's really positive as well.
Oh, hey, is this the sweet pup you told me about? Excuse me? She's a cutie. Where you been hiding, girl?
When I did the first look at Queen Bee, I thought, oh, you know what? She's really positive and she has such good self-esteem and she can handle loss really well. It's only from watching it again that I kind of looked at some things of little tiny hits. And that's often what people can do, is that they give you these little tiny dings that no one else would really notice unless they look at it. And for this one, I do have a little bit of that thought of her calling Loona a pup. She's now an adult. It's a little bit of a knockdown, especially when you've just become an adult, that you really want to be seen as an adult and spoken to as an adult. And I'm gonna say that yes, Loona took offense to this, but she's also easy to take offense to certain things, and she's not very trusting. But also I think that it was a little bit of a showing of the hierarchy. We're adults and you're the pup that's coming here. You can tell me in the comments if you think I'm totally wrong about that, but it did give me a little of a
Is there something funny? Nah, I'm just really high on all this tasty energy right now. Tex says you don't get invited out much. I hope this itty-bitty get-together can serve as a fun first time.
And that's the other piece that I didn't like. A queen bee is great at that social engineering. They can put people into the hierarchy, which is really important, of people knowing really quickly where they stand. Because as long as you are respectful to the hierarchy, then they don't have a problem with you. And I think that in this case, also be one, disclosing something that for Loona makes her feel really insecure, and also that her new friend, Tex, told me something that is very private, and letting her kind of know this is another thing that is kind of embarrassing. If someone tells you something in an intimate setting or something that hurts you, to share it with other people, and then if someone tells you, to then let them know that this person shared it. I do think that B let her know that, hey, you might think that you're close with Vortex, but he's closer with me, and everything that you share with him, he tells me. And it's something that is a little bit embarrassing. No one wants to have it out that they have no friends, and this is probably their first party. And that's another thing that kind of puts people in place. So again, you could say that maybe she was doing this out of the kindness of her own heart and she was wanting for Loona to feel comfortable, but there's no way that that would actually do that. But it's another one of those pieces that I'm like, not really sure if she meant this with such kindness as what it seems to be. That queen bees are really good at social engineering and dealing with all of those social games to be able to do things without them themselves looking bad in the process.
She's hot.
Holy I love that that's the first thing you say to me. You don't give a how freaky you come off, and that's beautiful.
But again, all of B's compliments come with little tiny knocks inside of them. But especially for someone with social anxiety, that saying like freaky or weird, those are the words that are just kind of gonna shoot out at the person and kind of like grow and hit them. That might be the thing that Loona is worried about, looking freaky or looking weird, being different. She's either unaware or she's putting in little tiny pieces of, I'm a little bit judgy of things. And that makes people that have trust issues feel even less trusting of someone else. Also, people that are overly effusive with their compliments, that are over the top, are harder to take serious for people that have trust issues. And maybe you're gonna say that, you know what, B shouldn't really even care what other people think. But no doubt she does. She enjoys being someone that's looked up to. She cares about making sure that everyone else is happy and also that they know that it's because of her, that she's feeding that energy. And I think that there's a lot of people, especially that are more on the extroverted scale and that enjoy having social validation from others, that it does matter. Even having one person that's upset at them can cause them a great deal of distress. I'll also state it that I don't think that B is vicious in the things that she says. I think that it really is for her that that's the manner in which she speaks, and she might be completely unaware of that without the conscious intention of trying to make other people feel bad. I think that she really does want people to feel good, but I think that she does it in a way that is a little bit oblivious to how other people might be interpreting it. Because I think that B herself would take everything of people just love me and not even think twice about it in most cases. And sometimes that's what we do, is the way that we see the world, we assume that everyone else is going to see it exactly the same way. And having an exaggerated sense of self doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Just means that you really like yourself and you might really appreciate all the traits you have. Having healthy self-esteem is not a bad thing. Having it to severe extremes is where it becomes damaging, or if you're not paying attention to how other people react to that. And I would say that she definitely leans towards having some narcissistic tendencies, just from her entire atmosphere of everything being her, about shining brighter than the stars in the sky, of how she's the one that makes her parties kind of be fed, how she's the one that wants to move all of the pieces, and her own feeling of being able to control and being the reason why everyone else is happy. And also that feeling of the energy that everyone else has is really important to her. And because of that, it must be important to everyone else.
You are my new favorite person.
Am I though?
Yeah. No, really.
And I think that she's genuine about that. I think that she appreciates how Loona is kind of a breath of fresh air and that she really does appreciate her. Fortunately, because B is so exuberant and so effusive, like, it makes sense, gluttony, you're gonna be extra of everything that you do. She speaks in very effusive, over-the-top terms. But this case, she was able to read her and kind of pull her back to let her know that I really do appreciate you. Her example then does feed into her own story a little bit of her going into then what happens to her, which I think is her way of saying, yes, sometimes I've said things that, or thought things that were over the top as well, just like you. We're not that different.
Reminds me of the first time I saw Satan without a shirt on. I was like, oof, boy, you are hot as hell. But then I wanted to die because it was so awkward because he's more like a brother to me.
And I think that for Queen Bee, it's her way of trying to relate to Loona and to make Loona feel comfortable. She understands her feelings and that's okay to feel that way. But Queen Bee has has zero social anxiety, so even sharing that story, I think it's kind of lost on Loona. When you see someone that has no social anxiety that's able to do things, you can feel often envious or that you're even less than because this person has such an ease to be comfortable with who they are. And B definitely is comfortable within her own skin with being able to be out there and being able to be watched and often judged by everyone else as well. And I think that that's a really healthy trait, to be able to be comfortable and out there and do the things that bring you joy.
You have a good time tonight. Get some sweets, get some eats. Cheers, honey. Thank you for coming. Do you need anything? Are you having fun? Are you good? Are you drunk? Okay, good. Okay, good.
And she wants to make sure that everyone is having a good time at the party and enjoy themselves, Loona included. And so to ensure that they're having a good time matters to her. She wants the entire hive to be in a happy place, which is often over caretaking or overly controlling, but that can be a good thing and a bad thing. And I think that in this case, making sure that the people that are at your party are feeling good and feeling safe will make everyone feel loved and feel taken care of.
Give me a real challenge!
Oh yeah, I got a challenge for you. So you better bring the fire, baby.
Who's the queen now?
Yeah, that's my dad!
Well, me. That's a first. That was magical. Seriously, impressive. I tip my crown to you, imp boy.
I think that it's really easy to be graceful when you win something, and let's just say it, Blitz is not known for grace, but how you handle loss shows a lot about your character. And so I tip my crown to Queen Bee. This she handled with grace, and I think that that shows a lot of her character. Then it ends up making you look also better as well, because if you're upset and grumpy after you lose, it just makes everyone else kind of feel icky also. That she then cheered him on, because her being the queen bee, whatever she does is what everyone else is going to feel comfortable to do as well. So that she's able to cheer him on even after a loss means that everyone else has permission also to be able to cheer him on and be able to congratulate him. So I think that that's a wonderful thing, to be able to allow other people to shine. And that's a huge sign of leadership traits, is when someone does something really well, even if it is better than you or kind of puts you down in a certain way, that you can allow that light to shine on them and you can even enhance it. And I think that that's what she did in this moment. But then after, when they're kind of bringing him away, she has this moment of like, oh, I don't know if I like that. So was she worried that Blitz is drinking too much and maybe a problem? Or is she more worried that he's upstaging her and taking her crown? And I think that for Queen Bee, it's just, when you're used to being the one that everyone looks up to have someone else take that position from you can often hurt and make you feel kind of uncomfortable. That you're used to being the one that is the center of attention and that the buzz is all about. And in this case, it's Blitz getting the buzz instead of her. And I think that that hurts her ego a little bit, because right away, when no one is looking anymore at her, her face immediately drops. And that's how you can tell when something is a genuine emotion versus a fake emotion.
Hey, Loon, I don't mean to be a buzzkill here, but your dad, guy dude, is, he's seeming a bit...
Out of control. Like a mess.
Yeah, it's worrisome. You wanna maybe check on him or something?
What?
And then it looks like everyone's still having the exact same time at the party. Like, to me, seeing the scene, it still looks like everyone is having a really good time. So it also gives me a little bit of a pause of, why was she upset? Was he actually being over the top? There is definitely times at parties where someone is taking something too far. But is there too far for the Queen of Gluttony? Isn't that the definition of gluttony? So is it that, you know, he's gone too far and he's lowering the mood and her mood is all about happiness? Or is it more that she sees him as he's taking the limelight from her and she would rather not have him at the party because she's projecting her feelings of not feeling as good onto everyone else, and that's coloring the way that she's seeing the way that the party's going?
Look, honey, I see people having fun and getting all the time, but he's clearly getting wasted off his ass and causing problems on purpose. So I feel like You should check up on him at least.
She was the reason why he was drinking so much. So that's the other piece to it where I'm like, yes, maybe she feels responsible and she's worried about him. Maybe she thinks that the party is going to go into a different way than what she had wanted to. But it could be a little bit of micromanaging, of trying to enforce and ensure that the party is going to be exactly what you hoped for. Sometimes we create an archetype of what we want something to be, and then any change to that, we have difficulty in being able to accept.
I'm just pretty sure he's had like 4 tongues inside him at once. I mean, good for him. But I can taste the flavor of people at my party.
And then when you look at the party, like again, my interpretation is they look like everyone's still having a really good time and everyone is happy. So I think that perhaps that it isn't really that the party is any different, but the way that she feels in the party is different. And so because of that, she's projecting that outwards on how everyone else must be feeling that as well. And we can often do that. We feel that whatever we're feeling is what other people are feeling as well, but often that can be a different case. People interpret his behavior as being as sweet as kind because a lot of people probably that watch B are interpreting that that's their behavior when they're sweet and kind. But sometimes there's a few more layers to that that might be a little bit more controlling than what meets the eye.
Giving off a very not okay vibe, you know?
Oh yeah, and I bet you'd know the okay vibe, right? I mean, everyone likes you so much.
What's that supposed to mean?
But Loona also, in this case, is rude. This is still, she's a guest at someone else's party, and I don't think that Loona is really good with boundaries and consequences. She's never really had them. That is definitely a weakness of Blitz, is enforcing boundaries and consequences for Loona. So I think that Loona is definitely being disrespectful in calling out Queen Bee the way that she did. But I would say that Bee's reaction is over the top.
Is that a problem? Sorry.
When you're someone that's at the top of the hierarchy, to be able to have someone question you, you want to make sure that you enforce that hierarchy as quickly as possible so that there's order again in the ranks. So I can understand B wanting to enforce her hierarchy back again, but I think that she did it in a way that is much more aggressive than is necessary. And you can tell from Vortex's reaction that he feels bad that she's reacting this way as well. These are two people that he likes that are fighting it. It's really hard for the third person to have to watch that.
Sorry, yeah. Nope, I'll check on him.
So do you think that Loona is backing down because she feels bossed by Queen Bee? Or is it more that she's worried about Vortex and she can see that he feels uncomfortable and wants to be able to remedy the situation as quickly as possible? For someone that doesn't usually handle well being told no or being told to do something, I think that Loona actually handled it really in a calm way to be able to fix the problem.
Sorry. I know I got a little spicy there. I just hope everything works out. Now let's dance.
Good that she apologizes immediately to Vortex and owns the reactions of her behavior, but I think that also it's a way of being able to do that and kind of not fully take accountability, like there is no radical responsibility. Her getting spicy, like I guess for Queen Bee, maybe this is her being just a little bit spicy. And I would say that as the Queen of Gluttony, this is probably much less than other people would do in her power and her position. So maybe she's actually doing something that's just a little in comparison. She didn't throw Loona out of the party. She just said, keep Blitz in check, which I guess you could say is fair. After she feels like it's dealt with and that it's handled, you could tell right away that her feelings of animosity or angst is completely gone and she can go back to having fun. A lot of people are really good with processing really complex feelings and then afterwards they don't carry them. She's definitely not a brooder. She's able to kind of shed off those feelings and go back to business. So do you think that Queen Bee is using social engineering and being manipulative to control the people around her and keep them in check into the hierarchy? Or do you think that she's just really positive, maybe a little bit ADHD, getting lost in the moment, and just trying to be helpful? Be your own Queen Bee, getting all the knowledge you need with today's sponsor, Brilliant.org. To learn a new skill and get prepared for whatever life has buzzing about, learn, enjoy, enhance with Brilliant's ever-growing set of new courses. Brilliant makes college-level courses available to help you be as smart as cotton candy is sweet. Each course is designed for high-velocity learning to help you stay focused and reach your goals demonically quick. And Brilliant makes learning like a game, so it's fun and it has features that lets you challenge yourself, compete with others, so it never gets boring. Because we know that when you want to learn, if it's engaging and fun, you will learn more quickly and it sticks better. And I'm working on just practicing a new skill for 15 minutes a day. And Brilliant makes it so easy and so much more fun to learn skills that you might have found are too scary to grasp on your own. And Brilliant has thousands of lessons: math, chemistry, physics, engineering, computer science, and more, with new lessons being added monthly. I've done their courses on algebra, logic, geometry, and I found them all really engaging. And the cool part is that when you're learning a skill that might be scary to you, doing it with Brilliant makes it actually engaging and easy. So try it out for just 15 minutes a day and see if you find it as enjoyable as I did. And for me, Brilliant makes it easier because I'm a visual learner and you can cut down the course into different little chunks to make it at your own pace. They also have new courses on how large language models work and Intro to Probability. If you don't know about either of those courses, well, maybe you should check them out. And if you're still not sure, just try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for 30 days. Just visit brilliant.org/Georgia Dow. Yes, use my link. And if you want a premium annual subscription, you will get 20% off. So try it out for free for 30 days because that really does help out my channel and it's free. So you might as well see what it's like and see if that helps make learning easier for you. So click on the button on the screen or head on over to brilliant.org/Georgia Dow. Clicking on that button really does help out my channel, so thank you to everyone that does, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. I do feel that she has an inflated ego, and I guess if the ego is justified, is it actually an inflated ego, or is it just she is that amazing? You can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hopefully I will see you buzzing around my next video. See my ears? I did the little, they didn't show.